Something is going on in Golden State, and we don't know exactly what it is. Why is Jonathan Kuminga not playing? Well, that really ties into what we're going to talk about here today on this episode of Joe Mercer Sports Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Joey Mercer. Make sure if you are watching this content to go down below and hit that subscribe button, because about 98% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure if you haven't already to go down below, smash that subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and every single time we upload, you'll be notified so you can stay up to date with everything that you need to know on the NBA. That's what we'll do in return. Free to hit that button, so why not go ahead and do it? Now, without further ado, let's get in the topic at hand there today, being the Nets eyeing Jonathan Kuminga. Now, this is very possible because, as I just mentioned, the Warriors don't seem to want to utilize Jonathan Kuminga unless they absolutely have to, and I'm not really sure why, and it has a lot of people kind of scratching their heads. Well, this one's from Bleacher Report and starts out saying, while the Golden State Warriors spent the number 7 pick of the 2021 draft on Jonathan Kuminga, their commitment to his development hasn't always been the clearest. He has generally operated as a reserve and not a starter through his first 4 seasons, and recently lost his rotation spot only to be thrust back into duty by Jimmy Butler's injury. With restricted free agency awaiting Kaminga, his future with the franchise has never seemed less certain, and that might be music to the ears of the Brooklyn Nets, who have long loomed as a potential suitor for Kaminga per NBA insiders Mark Stein and Jake Fisher. So some big names there reporting on it, of course, in the past, saying that the Brooklyn Nets are potential suitors for Jonathan Kuminga. And as that I just mentioned before, and once again there, he is now getting more playing time, but was even cut short for Buddy Hield or anybody that they could really get in as a warm body instead of him having to play or get touches in that game that Jimmy missed in Golden State where Steph absolutely went off. It's interesting to see they don't want to play him for sure. This one goes on to say the Nets, who have lost 106 games over the past 2 seasons combined, ouch, don't face the same win right now pressure as the Steph Curry-led Dubs. So it should be significantly easier for them to find developmental minutes and touches for Kaminga than it's been for Golden State. The Warriors might still want to get something in return for Kaminga, setting up the possibility of a sign and trade. Since Brooklyn has boatloads of cap space, though the Nets don't necessarily need to play ball, the Warriors will have the right to match whatever offer Kaminga signs, but the Nets could at least make them think twice with an aggressive offer featuring less than friendly terms for the signing team. And their prediction, of course, in this was Kaminga is signed and traded for the Warriors to the Nets. And yeah, I mean, it looks like it could be a very large possibility, a better situation, in my opinion, for Jonathan Kuminga. Right now, I think his growth is definitely being stunted, where they're not giving him the full opportunity or reins to become the player he can be, because I think he is pretty special. When we look at the numbers here, actually, you can see per game this season, he's gone down almost a point per game. He's putting up 15.3. The rebounds are about the same, 4.6 compared to 4.8 last year. Exact same assists with 2.2. The steals are 0.8, went up 0.1. The blocks went down 0.1 to 0.4. Turnovers about the same. He's fouling a good bit less, however. But then when we look into some more stats here, his field goal percentage actually went down about 7% this year, and his three-point percentage went down on one more attempt. You would expect it to get worse, but it has really cratered since it kind of took off there in that second season at about league average 37%. Same attempts the next year, it's 32. Now it's all the way down to 30.5, so around 31%. And his field goal percentage was down and free throw shooting down. I don't think that this is necessarily a reason to give up on Jonathan Kuminga. I think he has a lot of potential. If you're the Brooklyn Nets, definitely go after a guy like this. Now, how did he rank against the other players on the Warriors? Well, we can actually see here for players that are currently playing for the Warriors, Jonathan Kuminga ranks third at 15.3 points per game, because Wiggins obviously being part of that Jimmy Butler trade. Now, when we look at it, though, he only played 47 games, so you got to cut him a little bit of slack there because he wasn't there all the time to play. Only started 10 games this season, 24 minutes a game. It's still a decent amount of time, but you'd expect some more playing time for a guy that obviously has put up the third amount of points on the game, and it's clear to see there that it looks like Buddy Hield is more of the sixth man than anything out of this lineup. But yeah, no, very interesting to see indeed when we look at that Jonathan Kuminga is not getting the touches that he deserves, being the third scorer on that team. So how come? Well, I really still don't know. But when we look at this right here, Crafted NBA does a great job breaking these things down. I'll go over them quickly with you. Make sure to go check out that website. By all means, I recommend it. And these are just the rankings, the percentile compared to the rest of the league that he ranks in these categories. So true shooting percentage is a pretty common advanced stat. He's in the 42nd percentile, so below league average, which would be 50%. The quality of shots that he takes, SQ, is shot quality. That right there, 30th percentile, so not great. The free throw rate, gets to the free line a good amount of time, but shoots below 70%, but that is still in the 92nd percentile, so very good at drawing fouls. The three-point rate is very low at 19th percentile, but he also shoots poor from there. Offensive rebounding is in the 19th percentile, so not great at that. And if we quickly look over on defense, the defensive rebounding is the 20th percentile, so not a very good rebounder for his position. When he tries to creation turnovers is that next stat. 58th percentile, so about league average, a little bit better. The amount of load that he carries on offense when he plays in the four is actually in the 84th percentile. So it's very interesting to see that they don't want to play him more when they give him such responsibility when he's out there. The amount of creation that he does is in the 76th percentile, which is also very high. His portability is in the 18th percentile. That's how they think he would fit on any team in the NBA. And obviously, because he's been on just the Warriors and his play style, it is a little bit harder to find a fit with him. He doesn't seamlessly fit on any team in the NBA. The passer rating they have there for him is the 38th percentile, so that is just their rating for him as a overall passer, below average. But overall, his crafted offensive plus minus is in the 77th percentile, which is quite high. Deflections then are about average at the 52nd percentile. His rate to cause defensive turnovers is in the 85th percentile, so very good at that. His best defensive trait, rim defense in the 68th percentile, above average at that. But the frequency of him going to the rim to play defense is very low at the 17th percentile, well below league average. Block percentage at 60th percentile, he's above league average for that, and his versatility as a defender is quite high at the 80th percentile. Overall, crafted defensive plus minus is in the 39th percentile. So overall, a lot of tools to work with on the offensive end there. In the right situation, I could easily see Jonathan Kuminga on the Nets next season putting up 20 points per game. When we look at his size as a player, he's 6'7", 225 pounds. With a 6'11 wingspan, so a nice wingspan to boot there as well, which means he could turn into a better defender in the right system. I would definitely keep an eye on this, as I feel like it is going to develop into something. I could see him going to Portland, as we mentioned a few videos back, but if not, I could definitely see Brooklyn being a potential destination if they weren't able to get an Anthony Simons trade to go down. But let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. Make sure that you go ahead and like the video if you made it this far. Subscribe to the channel, turn on that bell for notifications, and I will see you all in the next video.